I wanted to give a quick overview of the law of segregation because we didn't spend a lot of time on this in our lectures, but it is written about in your textbook. And I wanted to go back to this because it is related to a topic that we covered today, which was incomplete dominance. So the law of segregation is called segregation because it's talking about the fact that our alleles are separate, distinct genes. So in other words, if we're looking at the alleles for the color of a flower, and these are peas, we have two different alleles, two gene sequences. So these are on two different chromosomes, and they are homologous chromosomes, but we have physical sequences of nucleotides that code for these two different alleles. When Mendel was doing his experiments, it was thought that blending occurred. So instead of having two distinct physical molecules, or particles as he called them, that governed the phenotype, people thought that there was some sort of blending between the genetics of the two parents. And that would make a new phenotype. So if two parents had different phenotypes, for example, one parent had a dominant phenotype, and then the other parent had a recessive phenotype, or wait, let's do this. If one parent had a purple flower, and the other parent had white flowers, then this blending theory would predict that the offspring would have some kind of intermediate between purple and white, which might be like a light purple flower for the offspring, for F1. In reality, we know that there is no blending because we have distinct physical molecules that code for these phenotypes, and the only kind of blending that we see in reality is just a combination of our two physical codings for these alleles. And when we bring those together in all of Mendel's genes, whether he was looking at flower color, pea color, etc., we can get heterozygotes, so it's a combining of the genotypes, but the phenotypes are distinct. We still get a recessive or a dominant phenotype, that is a purple or a white flower. Now that is different from incomplete dominance. Incomplete dominance is an exception to this rule. Incomplete dominance is when you have three different phenotypes. Three phenotypes. And we have dominant phenotypes, which are separate from the intermediate, which is heterozygous, and then we have recessive. And so this was the instance in other plants where we get purple, or sorry, not purple, we saw the red crossed with the white parent, and then we get red, pink, and white individuals in the F1 generation. And again, the pinks are those individuals that are heterozygous for that one allele. So we see three different phenotypes. Red is when we have the homozygous dominant, pink is the heterozygous, and then white phenotypes are homozygous recessive. And so you could see how that is different, how it violates the law of segregation, which Mendel elucidated. But the law of segregation is true for, again, all of those traits that Mendel studied in peas.